Bananas are the most humanizing fruit in the world. It doesn't need to be cleaned. No tools required to peel. Juice doesn't flow. The outrageous thing is as a fruit, I can't find any seeds that reproduce. Why is a banana considered a berry? Why can berries be a staple food? Let's learn about ginger plantain shell together today. In India and Southeast Asia, a plant called the small fruit pepper that grows as a typical 8 kilograms plant. Its height can reach 4 meters, although it looks like a tree, but it's a typical herb. It's different from the bamboo and brown aluminum I talked about before. Bamboo brown, aluminum is a herbal text. Woody body, like grass, it grows thick first and then taller. Material, or wood, come out of a herbal root of characterism, and plantains are pure herbs. It looks like a tree trunk structure. It's made up of layer upon layer of leaf shell. It's easy to understand. You can think of it as a giant onion due to its herbaceous nature. So the strength of the banana tree is not high. It can even be monopolized by the with traditional bare hands. What about small fruit and wild peppers? They will also bloom and bear fruit. As a banana shell, he has a very large behind the scene. Pay attention. What about the front end of the bed? There is a beautiful bud-like object. After his package is opened, it will reveal a circle of real flowers. Then the bear the scene axis will be extended. The package at the top will open and bloom another circle of flowers. After pollination, what about magnetization on the behind-the-scene axis? Will develop into many fruits. The whole thing looks very gorgeous, and his fruit looks like this. It's no bigger than 10 centimeters. It's in his pulp. There are dozens of 5mm sized seeds distributed. So, think about this. When the fruit of small fruit, wild pepper, the meat is cooked until it is soft enough, soft pulp and scattered seeds. What about this fruit structure? Same as grape tomatoes. It's nuts. Huffbird, coconut cats, etc. can eat their pulp. By the way, pull out the seeds of the small fruit pepper and spread it quickly. These small amounts of pulp, it's just accumulation for people. But on an island, the fate of Xiaogo wild pepper has changed. This is one I really like and yearn for, but never introduced. That's Singapore. It looks good on the surface. New Guinea, located in the corner of Southeast Asia, the second largest island in the world. From an ecological perspective, how does it feel? Just a replica of the rainforest islands of Southeast Asia. But in this magical land, there are species beyond our normal understanding, like a carved wallaby, copper-colored, ribbon-glazed, purple, mouse, etc. Only in Australia. There are only waiting animals. There are also cute Devis fur mice, kufu, and other true beasts. Of course, plant domestication was impossible without mention of South Pacific Islands. Everyone will think of the Austronesians before. What about the and started sailing again 5,000 years ago? What about the indigenous Papuans of New Guinea? They were the first producers to come out of Africa. They arrived in New Guinea 50,000 years ago. Well, it's not because of how good they are at sailing. It's because it was an ice age. Sea level decline. Now, we see these trivial Malay islands. At that time, it was still connected to Indochina Peninsula. It's a continent. New Guinea is connected to Australia. Both are part of the Sahara continental shelf. This is why Prozan has elephants. The reason why there are kangaroos in New Guinea. Because it is connected to other continents. 50,000 years ago. Other humans on Earth, almost dead. No one grabs a high-level resources full of maps at all, so they follow the warm coastline, eating seafood, shellfish. These aspects open a small padded jacket, occupy the Asian continent first. It predicts that the coastline will reach Asia and Australia in the new year. Early nature, dark though it looks, but it's not black. It should be called brown. Pay attention. Their eyebrows are arched very high. Square nose, wide mouth, mandibular width, curly hair. It's hairy. It's hard for you to imagine. A black man has a long beard, at most a beard. Brown people have long beards, although their life is very simple and comfortable. But what about human development? This was done under pressure. On the mainland, Zhongshan race, replaced by other races of late suns, or being mixed. For example, the Dalafis, the indigenous people of southern India. They have dark skin, just mixed. More brown people. Here are some more. In the forest of human children. For example, the Sai-blind in peninsular Malaysia, and more brown people are climate protected. With the arrival of oxygen spoon heating, what about the Earth? It's getting warmer. Humans entered the agricultural age, and some lower elevations are submerged by seawater. Become an island. In a closed environment, resources become highly stretched to the point where people eat people. How civilized is it? Heversi. For example, Andaman people of the Andaman Islands in southern India. Body shape. Getting short. What about Yuan Longman from Australia? Just forget the bow and arrow skills. And the natives, in the new days, they took advantage of these giant islands, rich resources, and species characteristics. For example, the West Valley coconut we talked about earlier in the science department. They will split the heart of the tree. Get the starch inside. Sago. That's why bananas come. They didn't choose to eat the fruit of the chicken. Because of the banana tree. Not only does it look like an onion in Booster, even underground, it's like an onion. In his heart and captivity, stores a large amount of backup hidden energy starch. It is by the captivity of Xiaogo, also called the broken heart flower, West Valley coconut, sugarcane, taro, and other foods. What about the new generation? 7,000 years ago, established a unique highland wetland agricultural system. It's one of 13 agribusiness centers in the world, the only one in Oceania,
Yeah.
The only Zhongshan people to domesticate important crops. In the process of making zongzi for puppy wild sex, some triploid pictures came up. His Latin initials happen to be a so we also give puppies to the triploid type. It's called a 3 is a machine lock. This makes the little ghost wild pepper unable to reproduce. Naturally, there are no seeds. The rich flesh of the little ghost pepper becomes edible, became a fruit. And so, the real banana was born. Since the seeds cannot be solved, how do you reproduce bananas? We talked about bananas earlier. They have captivity, and crops that have captivity tend to be good at it. They shoot out little buds, so just gather the buds of bananas quickly. You can reproduce a 3,000 years ago, the Austronesians have also reached Western Virginia. They're not just good at sailing. Preserving the organizational resources of crops is also a must, such as rice, coconuts and so on were taken around the world by them, and bananas were also taken on board by them, all the way west. Arrived in Madagascar 2,500 years ago. 1,000 years ago. What about the Bantu people in East Africa? Also arrived in Madagascar. What about between them and the Austronesians? There is also genetic exchange. Formed races like the Marine. So, here we are. What about many residents of Madagascar? Does it have the characteristics of yellow people? It has black characteristics. By comparison, also, in the exchange between Madagascar and Africa, was introduced to the Great Hunting Valley in East Africa. Great Lakes region. Here it is. Bananas have been bred into an important crop. East African high-bottom banana. The locals call it Look at this one in my hand. East African high-bottom bananas. It's hard. It's robust. What about the epidermis? It's got a lot of big fibers. Very hard to peel. Eat it raw. The pulp is hard. Less sweet and sour. It's low in moisture, but high in starch. What about these bananas, which are no longer fruits? It became a staple food. How to eat it also needs to be steamed or cooked. After mashing, put it on the banana leaves. Add some side dishes when the original soup is chemical. It's better than pizza. Tianbu, Holy King, Aode Standard African. No one pulls bananas. On Ugandan, Ningxia, Burundi, and other countries. Bananas are one of the most important staple foods, and especially Uganda. The average person eats 0.7 kilograms of bananas per day. In addition to being a staple food, bananas in the East African highlands can also be roasted as sweet potatoes, or eat it as potato stew. There are even specialized beer types for brewing, and as a species that is originally distributed in Asia. What about the small fruit and wild peppers after being smoked? Also, easily spread to Southeast Asia and India. Magnetic continent. Here it is. He came across another banana plant, the wild pepper. And yes, it interbred with wild peppers. The Latin name for wild pepper is B. He crossed with Xiaogu wild pepper to get it. Some are AB type, some are ABB types. Mixed wild peppers, eggs, bananas. Tastes no better. But the wild pepper itself has a resistant cortex. It also grows in southern China. The cultivation of bananas has been expanded. The pulp of many of their varieties is rich in starch. Is it loosely called bell pepper or big pepper? West Africa, bananas. But what you eat is pepper. The tropics of Asia and Lamy. Eat bananas. It's also a big pepper, and they're cooked and eaten like vegetables. Like fried bananas in Southeast Asia. What about grilled bananas in Nigeria with Blue Sea areas? After mashing the immature peppers, add some pork, vegetable spices, or something. Make it like a button ear mo fungi. As for the big pepper, you can also cut it into thin slices and fry it. Sprinkle some salt seasoning to make potato chips. Parts of Nigeria, you take the pepper, you dry it, you grind it, you make bread. We eat a lot of banana chips, also made with pepper, although it is called chili, but their genes are quite different. Like West Africa, Latin America tends to be AB-type hybrids. How about Asian? There are both AAB and ABB types. For example, the soft bottom of pizza, let's call him Wang Zhao for the time being, with yellow pulp and a sweet and sour taste. It's AAB. And the Philippines, Saba bananas in Malaysia. It is a BB type. In China, there are also bananas similar to fatty. It's called powder glue, also a BB type. And some powders in Yunnan area, maybe it's BB type, that is, the triploid offspring of wild pepper. Participate in wild peppers, eggs, and bananas. They tend to be harder, more durable, more suitable for cooked food. What if you eat it as a fruit? It has to be xiaogo, also known as pure blood offspring. Some are a type, because it's dipped, so they're a lot smaller. Would be called finger banana or egg glue. Very common in Southeast Asia. It's almost the standard for fruit bananas. I spent 13 RMB on a skewer to eat, very soft and sweet. After being introduced into China, it is often called emperor glue. Also, in our supermarket, the most common special banana. At present, the national store also has cultivation. For example, see tribute peppers and other cooked to say that the most mainstream fresh bananas on the market gotta be AAAA type of kid, also called triploid offspring. What about over 100 years ago? The world's most popular realistic banana. It's the Big Mac banana, and officially debuted at the Dental Board House in the early 19th century. Although in our impression, Jamaica seems to be in Africa, but it's actually in the Caribbean in North America. The temperature in North America is relatively low, so it's not suitable for growing bananas. The price of local bananas is very high, and Big Mac banana has a rich aroma because its inside contains higher levels of ethylene pentene acetate. It is also the main ingredient of banana flavor. Otherwise, can it be called a banana? And he has thick peels, easy to store and transport. So, Big Mac banana. It became the most popular type of banana at the time, but as a triploid banana that relies on asexual reproduction. Big Mike's genes are very single. One One is called Leondo frying buns. What about the Cuban brick fungus, the yellow leaf disease that causes Big Mike? It turns the banana leaves yellow, and then he withered. And yeah, he can get through the soil. Rainwater and cropland transmission. In the 1950s, the Big Mac banana became almost extinct. What about now? Only a few plantations in Thailand survived. And another type of banana due to its magic resistance to yellow leaf disease. It has become the most mainstream repairing banana in modern times. That is Wajiao wild glue. Cushion tooth, carving Cavendish stone glue. I want to explain here. Sichuan pepper is a cultivation group of triploid bananas. There are also varieties at the bottom. Rather than just one variety, it's just that pepper varieties look alike. Not good for others. Triploid banana. There are also some varieties with a very individual appearance, like a red banana. What happens when it's mature? The pulp is sweeter, and it's like custard, so delicate. I recommend you try it. As a well-known fruit, output is still one of the 5. Banana shell with banana. It's a tiny shell. The previous introduction was the graham grape shell. There are hundreds of them, but the banana shell is pitiful, less than 100 species. Now, we're most familiar with bananas, and in ancient times, people are most familiar with section chief basha. Why were plantains known to the ancients? Mainly, the leaves of plantains are very beautiful. In most areas, huge leaves that are rarely seen. So, it became a very popular cultivated crop. A fan with plantain-plated rattan. It can even restrain our lang shen. Really makes me happy. Basha also misremembered a lot of the interests of the ancients. Rain hit plantains, and listen to the rain. Tao is enmity, and no enmity. Now there are also plantains in many lyrics. For example, plantains outside the window are sensual. It's just going to rain. As one of the spokespeople of Jiangnan style, plantains also have many practical uses. As mentioned earlier, the plants of the banana tree look stout and tall, but there is no sense of wood like a tree. What about his body? It's actually a leaf husk, upright gold pole, made of land. In order to support its own massive weight, at the same time, it also withstands coastal storms. What about plantain plants? In the leaf shell, covered with thick bast fibers, these fiber ligation through the tip. It's a very tough fiber tree. Fix yourself firmly on the ground. Boil its leaf shells in a pot with water and degum them. You can get pepper and hemp fiber. Whether it's plant, banana, or pepper, have been used for textile materials. What about the relevant handling methods? In a room in the Eastern Han Dynasty, there is a record that banana leaves are as big as a court mat. Wonderland like Jay, pick up the goods, and the master is like this, but imitate the Duchess, and think sick. Then this Jawazi Pavilion. Hardened leaf shells on the outside of plantain. It is the hard fiber that can see the most hemp with coconut shell, and the inner soft core leaf shell is made of cotton. Textile materials juxtaposed with magenta. Fine tape woven from pepper and linen. Not only absorbs sweat and breathes in light, soft, and not easy to wrinkle. Is the most significant other summer. By Juji has also published the evaluation of Jiaoxi Rufu Qing. Although now, tape in China, I can hardly find these places to keep the ball. But there is also a kind of Manila pepper in the Philippines. It is still the main material for making traditional costumes. These peppers are under an electron microscope. Fibers are not only transparent, medium lead is greater, and it's smooth. There are fewer cracks. He was able to build stronger cranes, rope dynamic dyeing. In addition to that, the type that grows by the sea is better than traditional cotton. Materials such as magenta are more resistant to seawater corrosion, so it can also be used to create infections. Marine gear such as fishing nets, it's like the ropes used to tie lifeboats in England. It's made of pepper and hemp. Since the Musaceae family is characterized by an unusually large fiber reservoir, have you ever wondered? What is the largest plantain in the world? The monster brush dragon in Banju, New Guinea. In the tropical 3 places in the alpha coefficient gram 3 area, living in the world's largest plantain, Highland plantain. As the leader of Basho, the trunk of his leaf sheaths can be 15 meters high. With leaves, it can be 25 meters high. That's almost 9 stories tall. The waistline is thicker than a beam. It is the largest herb in the world. None of them huge and plantain. Appearance integrated. People are standing next to him. There will be a sense of magic in another world. They also have access to fruits similar to bananas. One can grow to 30 centimeters long. Can't bite at all, although it is not exaggerated compared to the body shape, but it's also a wonderfully big banana. Basho buckle. There are only 3 mice. Most of them are banana mice picked up from the tree. And his second rat, there are only 8 species of elephant legs called rats. Since it's not a mouse, it must be different from Basho. The first is his fake mirror, which is a little puffed up, like elephant legs. Africa. There is a thick-handled elephant leg gum that was domesticated and cultivated.